just decided, hey y'all. So I just decided I'm gonna just do this on YouTube because it's getting too long. And if you're seeing this, then I hope to see you at the private live that I'm having. So make sure you subscribe to my texting app. It's at 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. Yeah. So if you are here, that means you watched the last video of the coach or first class download that I have on TikTok. Okay, so we're just going to pick up where we left off on the pattern. It says the heart knows the way. This started yesterday up until tomorrow. And it's funny because yesterday the moon was in Cancer, and then today the moon is in Leo, and tomorrow the moon is in Leo, and that's the heart. It's funny how the heart led the first day, and then you go into the Leo energy of the confidence of it. You know what I'm saying? So, taking a pause before you jump into the next project or plan will highly work in your favor. It is important to evaluate how you've been progressing towards your goals so that you can better understand what needs to be redefined or released. This is a good time to reflect on how your intuition has supported your journey. Your intuition is always on. However, it can feel harder to tune in if you're overwhelmed by your thoughts. Or if you're looking for answers outside of yourself, you can become detached from your inner voice. If you're feeling burnt out or exhausted, this is a chance to regenerate and think about how you can set intentions to support your emotional well-being. Allow yourself some time to surrender to the present. That present moment keeps coming up. Without forcing yourself to complete your goals. Being in a state of flow helps you intuitively perceive what needs to be readjusted or find the best course of action to move forward. Remember, you don't necessarily need to accomplish or do more right now. Instead, you can use the time to rein in your efforts and contribute and express what you've learned to others. If you haven't had a successful time these past weeks, then you could be feeling stress of a missed opportunity. You could feel disappointed, like you haven't made strides forward in your life or not have anything to share. In this case, you might be experiencing some regret. Try not to be hard on yourself. Instead, have some compassion for yourself. Remember that everything you've done so far, whether or not it has provided results, has been helping you reach your overall objectives. By the end of this transit, it is likely that you have some new realizations on how to nurture yourself with the self-love that you deserve. When you find balance between pursuing your goals, caring for your well-being, you can create a place of groundedness. Yeah. You know, that's why I literally just got done saying about how men gonna have to let go of that thing of money, and so women too. And I feel like yesterday was a test for me. Very much so a test for me. Because, I don't know, I just was overthinking. And I be knowing, and that's crazy. That's why, like, a lot of people really don't know how to remove themselves. So today's pattern says, choose courage, new beginnings. Today, you might feel as though you can see beyond your fears, especially if you've been feeling pessimistic recently. The intention here says there's an energy encouraging you and others around you to feel more in touch with your inner child. The intention is to help. 3:23 when that stopped. The intention is to help you let go of placing judgment on how you are and should be in the world. Right now, reflect on where you may be feeling small in your life and why. During this time, you may ask yourself, am I living expansively or am I limiting myself? How can I reshape my perspectives to see limitless possibilities instead of restrictions? The key takeaway says it's important to assess whether you may be censoring yourself. Notice where you're playing up to expectations of other people. Think about how much authority you feel like you have over your own decisions. This is a great time to act on your expansive dreams and tap into your faith and encourage to bring them into life. That's Neptune and Jupiter. They in that green folder, it has the dreams of your heart. Yesterday was a test for me to see, was I going to be in a lacking mindset? Was I going to trust myself and just be honest with myself? Look at this. As I literally say, lack mindset. 5 of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles, the Empress. This is the energy that everybody needs to embody as we go into Scorpio season. Because why not? Saturn is giving us very dad energy. It is. It's giving us very dad energy of like, thank you, of that, like, you know, that encouragement of bravery. The feminine energy that we feel is giving us that like safe zone. See, judgment. You got to make a decision. Ten of Pentacles. What are you going to do? A lot of you guys have already planted seeds. Why would you allow to get to this point for the seeds not to be planted, or for the seeds to not, you know what I'm saying, to get the nurturing that they need? You know what I'm saying? That's a really big thing. I think a lot of people are about to realize, like, the fact that it literally says choose courage. There's going to be a lot of impulsive decisions, but they're not impulsive as y'all think. Five of Swords. And I think I said that a couple of days ago, that there's a lot of impulsive decisions, but they're not as impulsive as you think. Look at this, the Chariot and the Hangman. They're not as impulsive as you think. You literally go from self-sabotaging, or you literally go from this Four of Swords of, this is what I feel. This is Four of Swords of surrendering and healing. But this one sword is breaking that. So within that breaking, the truth has been broken. So you're no longer feel like you're stuck. You don't feel like you're tied up into some shit. You feel free. Page of Cups, which is Ascension. And that's an offer of emotions. Yes, an offer of emotions to come out of this mental fog. Something's like, I want to do this to people right now. Like, there's some type of residue on people's third eye. I feel like Spirit is like, I feel like that. Look, Ace of Wands. Zippity boppity boo. And the world. Zippity boppity doo. Boop. I can feel like they're like wiping off y'all third eye like that. Like, oh, come here, baby. You got something on you real quick. Cause what? You know what I just heard? You didn't think, y'all know that TikTok be like, oh, y'all thought this shit was over? I'm on the side of your town. Lit. I'm on the side of your town. Lit. I hear that in my head. Because y'all thought that shit was over? Money. Financial things. They really was moving things around. Hold on. They want me to get one from here. Because we already got 3. They told me to get one more. The Mastery. Which will be the world. The eagle. You are on a spiritual journey beyond the sky. Let go of the past and soar. You are guided by the winds of spirit. Your wisdom inspires the world. That is exactly why I said it's either going to be coach or class. First class. Literally. Some people don't see first class as being something important. They don't care. Like, whatever. Just as long as I get there, it's not a big deal. Some people just would rather pay for comfort. Some people don't care of how their spirit gets to where they have to go. That's why there's going to be wisdom comes from accountability. You know, one thing that God has tested my boundaries this week to see if I'm going to articulate myself correctly. That has been the biggest thing. My boundaries have been tested to see if I am going to articulate myself correctly. God wants to make sure you can articulate yourself correctly. And I've done a really good job. And also, he wants to make sure you can stand on your boundaries. If you don't like something, you don't like it. You don't have to deal with it. Look, self-esteem. I possess the gifts of the soul that benefit me and others. If you don't like it, look, acceptance. I am learning to accept things I cannot change. If you don't like it, you don't have to. That's one thing I'm realizing. Discipline. I can accomplish what I set my mind to. This is what I mean by that. This is what God has been wanting to see. Do you have a very high self-esteem, confidence in yourself to accept those things or make changes that other people will have to accept? Because they are literally a lack of discipline, lack of self-control. They don't fit into the plan accordingly. That's that validation that the inner child doesn't need. God is the parent. What do you feel? What did God say? That's why I've really been pushing people to ask themselves first. It's not that I don't want y'all to ask me questions. It's not that. It really isn't. That has nothing to do with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love that y'all ask me questions. But God was really pushing me to have y'all ask yourselves first before y'all ask me. Because he needs to see, even if she do tell you, are you going to believe what she say? Or are you just going to believe what she say because it's her? And that's one thing that God wanted me to really test y'all. Y'all don't need nobody just to tell you something because of who they are, with their status. Yes, I am a messenger. Yes, I am the guidance. Yes, I am the voice. But hell, you got your own voice too. And you need to learn how to fucking use it. Ask help when you need help. Not because you don't feel comfortable with what you feel or what you got to say. You don't need my validation. Who the fuck am I? You know what I mean? I don't need to ask anybody for nothing. I don't need anybody's permission to marry who I want to marry, to work where I need to work, live where I want to live, wear what I want to wear, say what I want to say. I don't need people's permission. And whatever your opinion is, that's your fucking opinion. Go find you something safe to do. It's very simple. That's that sense of entitlement that I feel. You know what I'm saying? Look, patience. I accept that everything happens in divine order. Find you something else to do. Don't be out here trying to irritate my nerves. Growth. I want to expand my consciousness and awareness. A lot of people spiritually are getting beside their britches. And when Mars goes in retrograde, the way there's squirrels in my pants. That's going to be good and bad. Some people, squirrels in their pants is literally like, how can I explain it? Some people, squirrels in their pants is literally like God trying to get them in alignment. Other people's squirrels in their pants is because they finally have the ambition and like, it's like they eager. There's this eagerness to just do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just going to do this. You know what I'm saying? Because I do feel like there is this energy of regret. Like if I don't, it's kind of like this energy of like, damn, if I really don't do this, like if I really just say no to this job out of fear, like, damn, like what if I really don't get that shit? Like, what if this shit really don't happen? Like, what if, like, that's the energy that I feel like, oh shit. I feel like that. I feel like there's a lot of people that's just like, damn, like what would actually happen if I tried and I actually got everything that I wanted? You know what I mean? That's what I feel like the energy is right now. Like, what if I actually like got everything that I wanted? And there's this energy of just like, you know what? I don't want to miss that. I don't want to miss that. And that's where that know-it-all energy is coming, because some people really just feel like they are on the right path and they really aren't. And I mean, I'm not one to really like knock you down. You know, this is going to be the weekly update. I'm not going to be one to knock you down, but like, that's not where you're supposed to be going. I think you just, you're not fully listening. God said, no, they're not fully comprehending. They're listening. They're not fully comprehending what's actually happening. A lot of people just feel like they just got it. And it's just like, no, like I've even had to take a step back. So it's just like, if I had to take a step back, and I normally feel the energy before y'all, there's a lot of you guys that are about to be like hit back. Shambhala initiations, retreating to recharge, trusting in the process, Dharma. There's going to be a lot of people are going to be thinking that they were just so ready to go, and they're not. Have their light codes, light immersion, full system upgrade, power recall. You got to come back. And the Holy Grail won't leave the bottom of the deck. God said, you got to come back. Inner discovery, you're missing some parts. And you think because you are what you seek. There are some missing parts. And God wants you guys to come back, reset that energy, because it's like, I think the key word keeps coming up is unnecessary. Like, God is like, y'all always want to engage in so much unnecessary things. Like, I've had more frustration with not doing anything than with doing something. It's because of the fact that God's like, you don't want to do nothing unnecessary. And I knew I didn't want to do anything unnecessary. So it was just kind of like, you know what? Let me chill, because I don't want to do anything unnecessary. And this week, I feel like where we used to think things were unnecessary, they're about to change into necessities. And where the people that thought things were a necessity, they're about to realize how unnecessary they were. there's this overly confident energy. Like there's about to be this shift, and there's going to be this breakage and humbling of what cockiness and godliness is. And I think a lot of people just are so entitled to how they feel and what they think and what they say, that they think that it's coming from a godly energy, and it's really coming from a cockiness of like, well, what I say goes, and you should just still take what I say into consideration. It's just like your perspective is your only is your perspective. You know what I'm saying? Like you're being so nitpicky on the energy that you feel that your perspective is the truth. And that's the only truth it is your truth. You see what I'm saying? And that's something that nobody can take away from you, what your truth is. But since that's your truth, that doesn't mean it's the truth. So since we cleared out the sacred, we cleared out the root, and now this Three of Pentacles energy is aligning, your truth and the truth have to align. Because if they don't, you're going to identify some unnecessary energy that doesn't need to be upon you. And we're coming into this, we're in this pre-shadow of Mars being in retrograde, that's why I kept saying, like, bro, it feel like Mercury retrograde, like what the fuck is going on? Like, I'm at the post office, people being snappy at the post office. Clearly there's a disconnect in communication with me and the lady. I'm trying not to get upset with her. I'm like, you know what? Let me just go. There just seems to be a disconnect between people with communication. And it's because this pre-shadow of Mars, and Mars is ruled by Aries, the tower, and it's the assertiveness, it's the passion. People are very passionate about what they seek as the truth, and it's not. You need to just stay passionate in your truth by yourself. Don't be trying to project that onto other people, because it's going to make you look very preposterous. Like crazy. The lady at the post office, the older lady was like, the box over there. This one girl's like, now mind you, the lady had been talking to everybody like this, very monotone. She had a mask on, like older lady. Like nobody took offense to this damn lady. Like she just answering the questions. You know what I'm saying? She the only one working. She tell the girl, do you always talk to people like that? Like, I'm just saying, like, and just going back and forth with the lady, like, girl, that was so unnecessary. And didn't even get help. All she did was got the boxes and left. So it's just like, that was so unnecessary. Like, people ego be so bruised by things. Like, that was so unnecessary. And she was like, no, I'm just trying to say, like, just get the box. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's all she was saying. I'm just saying, is you going to watch me or you going to do your job? Like, she's just trying to make sure you get what you need. Like, you do too much. It was so embarrassing. This sacral chakra, the energy of people are very sensitive right now. They're sensitive to everything because it all comes from where they felt like a lot of inner child wounds are being highlighted so you can heal them. A lot of people are taking the inner child wounds that are being revealed and they're trying to be extra protective and cautious by those. But those wounds need to be removed from you. You need to let that shit go, little baby. That ain't something that God needs you to carry on with your soul. Your soul's like, you're too sensitive about that shit. We ain't gonna be able to make it. You over here getting mad about that little ass shit. You getting mad about this, things that don't even fucking pertain to you. Or you over here taking things personal. You over here assuming. You over here projecting, deflecting. You over here being negative. Like, what the fuck? I can't come down here like that. I can't make you. No, I'm not coming down there with that. I'm not eating that. What, you vegetarian? I'm not eating that. And people are so, like, they're really confident that they are on their soul. Like, their soul wants them to do that. And God is like, yeah, you are missing it. That's why earlier this week, I talked about a human experience. And because I know, since this is the higher selves, a lot of people are going to forget that they are having a human experience. And I just want to let y'all know, God is going to humble the shit out of you. Because the chakras that I had said was, because we're coming into Scorpio season, so I'll go ahead and tell y'all this, was the crown, the heart, and the root. It's funny that these are key points of the chakra system. Where downloads come in and go out. Where downloads go in and come out, you feel them through. And where they go in and go out of how stable you are with them. That's why that baby thing is very significant right now. So Another thing this week, let's see what astrological things we need to pay attention to this week as we close out Libra season. The moon, the perception, perspective, Aries energy. The moon is serious because the moon is the illusions and it's the 4th house. Rules Cancer, the 4th house. That, you know, the 4th house is very important right now. And I want to say the 4th house is so important this week. I'm going to highlight the moon and the 4th house because the moon has this thing about being the light in the darkness. And in the darkness is the unseen, the unknown, the unclear, and the moon is trying to undo a lot of those things to be seen, be clear, be known. And I think that is going to put a lot of pressure on you to overthink what you feel is at home for you. And I think the biggest thing the moon is trying to get everybody to like grasp the concept of, what do you feel with this? Does it feel dangerous? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, how do you feel? Like, that's probably one of the biggest things I keep hearing is, how do you feel? And honestly, how do you feel? Like, as I say that, Cancer comes out. How do you feel? I love my job. I love my job. How do you feel? And once you realize how you feel, are you being honest with how you feel? Oh, that's too many. Because a lot of you guys are not. You're trying to go basically with the first thing, and that shit ain't working. Because Mercury's in Libra. You need to be balanced. And I told y'all, Libras be fucking lying. A lot of you guys are lying to yourself. And the Libra card came out. I'm so nosy. Neptune, as I said earlier, who's having a very big conversation in the world right now. I'm so nosy. Things is about to be rolling up. Neptune is talking to Jupiter, the vision. Things is about to be rolling up. Jupiter, Sagittarius expansion. Things are about to be rolling up. I don't even think y'all understand how it's about to roll up. The sun, Leo. And that's a yes. And it's funny because they were dropping off a package. And do y'all remember that time that I was on here and I was like, the lady had came to my house and she had a delivery, but it was the wrong house. And I was like, that's what I felt like. That I felt like a lot of y'all things, it was the wrong house. So they were just trying to get the address together. And now it's like, now it's about to be delivered. This week, pay attention. Pay attention to all the context clues. Look out for the number 8, 4, and 10. Lord says 7 too. We're going to talk a little bit more about this in the live today. But this week definitely gives me things are rolling into effect. And it's crazy how I was talking about that loyalty thing. And why the fuck everybody's starting to talk about, Starbucks linking up with Delta for the points. I'm telling y'all, like, y'all need to get on these loyalty things. I tried. Look, It was 2444 as I said that. Y'all need to get on these loyalty things. Baby, I'm going to be in Colombia by tomorrow. I'm trying to tell y'all, because the way I drink Starbucks, baby, I'll be in Colombia real soon. I ain't playing. I ain't lying. I ain't lying. I ain't lying. Because John says, I am telling you the truth. Those who hear my words and believe in me, in him who sent me, have eternal life. They will not be judged, but have already passed from death to life. It says the healing at the pool. Cancer is a water sign, the pool, the water. And I remember I was telling y'all about that. I was born by the river. In my grandma's hands, After this, Jesus went to Jerusalem for a religious festival. Near the sheep gate in Jerusalem, there is a pool with 5 porches. In Hebrew, it's called the Bethesda. A large crowd of sick people were lying on the porches, the blind, the lame, and the paralyzed. A man was there who had been sick for 38 years. That's 11. Jesus saw him lying there, and he knew that the man had been sick such a long time, so he asked, do you want to get well? The sick man answered, sir, I don't have anyone here to put me in the pool where the water is stirred up. While I'm trying to get in, somebody else gets there first. Jesus said to him, get up, pick up your mat and walk. Immediately the man got well. He picked up his mat and started walking. The day this happened was Sabbath. Isn't Sabbath Saturday? And Saturday is Saturn? Wait a minute. Is it this Saturday that Saturn goes direct? Oh my God. So the Jewish authorities told the man who had been healed, this is a Sabbath. It is against our law for you to carry your mat. He answered, the man who made me well told me to pick up my mat and walk. They asked him, who is the man who told you? But the man who had been healed did not know who Jesus was, for there was a crowd in that place, and Jesus had slipped away. Afterward, Jesus found him in the temple and said, listen, you are well now. Stop sinning or something worse may happen. Then the man left and told the Jewish authorities that it was Jesus who healed him. So they began to prosecute Jesus because he had done this healing on a Sabbath. Jesus answered, my Father is always working, and I must work, and I too must work. This saying made the Jewish authorities all the more determined to kill him. Not only had he broken the Sabbath law, but he had said that God was his own Father, and in this way had made him himself equal with God, the authority of the Son. Cancer is across from Saturn is like the dad. I'm telling you, the courage, the authority of the Son is the courage that God gives you to do what you need to do to be brave. I asked him for a card today, and the Emperor came out. Who gonna check the Emperor? Who gonna check the Empress? Who gonna check you? That don't even make sense. Nobody's gonna check you. Why do y'all think I have that energy so bad? Ain't nobody gonna check me about nothing I'm saying, nothing that I do, nothing that I wear, nothing that I'm doing. I don't give a fuck. You can't check me because the Lord will check me. And that's that entitlement a lot of people have. Well, who do you think you are? You should be able to listen to me. I'm not gonna listen to you because God don't sound like God. The Lord don't seem like He coming from you. Wisdom is accountability. Wisdom comes from accountability. I can't seem to take wisdom from people that are not wise. You cannot take wisdom from people that don't love themselves. People that are talking out of projections. People that are talking out of insecurities. People that are acting in narcissistic ways, manipulation, gaslighting. You cannot. How can you gain wisdom from people like that? How can you gain wisdom from people that don't tell the truth? They only speak their truth. Yeah. Okay. That was it. And it's funny that today's Tuesday, and I didn't even realize that I normally do these on Tuesday. Well, I normally do on Monday, but whatever. They normally be posted today, so I'll see y'all tonight. Toodles.